I want to talk about something powerful, something that will change the way people see you, the way they treat you, and most importantly, the way you see yourself. Disrespect. We've all felt it, being ignored, being doubted, being treated like we don't matter. But I'm here to tell you, there's a way to command respect, a way to make sure no one ever looks down on you again. And it starts with you. Respect starts from within. Before you demand it from the world, you have to give it to yourself first. The way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you treat yourself set the foundation for how others will treat you. If you don't believe in your worth, if you constantly doubt yourself, and if you allow yourself to be treated poorly, people will follow your lead. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. Think about the most respected people in the world. They don't beg for respect. They don't chase after validation. They don't tolerate disrespect. They walk with confidence. They stand firm in who they are, and they set clear standards for themselves. This isn't arrogance. It's self-respect, and it's something you must develop. Respecting yourself starts with your mindset. If you constantly put yourself down, if you tell yourself you're not good enough, you're sending a message to the world that you don't deserve respect. Your inner dialogue matters. You have to start speaking to yourself with power. Replace negativity with confidence. Stop saying I can. Start saying I will. Stop doubting yourself. Start believing in your ability. The way you think affects the way you carry yourself. And the way you carry yourself affects how others perceive you. Your body language speaks before you even say a word. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, hesitating when you speak. These small things tell the world that you lack confidence. On the other hand, standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking with clarity show that you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, people take notice. They feel your presence. They see that you are someone who values themselves, and they adjust their behavior accordingly. But self-respect is not just about confidence. It's also about the standards you set for your life. If you allow people to talk down to you, let them disrespect your time. If you accept mistreatment, you are giving them permission to continue. You have to set clear boundaries. You have to decide what you will and won't tolerate. And most importantly, you have to enforce those boundaries. If someone disrespects you, call it out. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, walk away. People learn how to treat you based on what you allow. If you don't respect yourself enough to demand better, no one else will. Your habits also play a huge role in self-respect. How you take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, sends a message about your self-worth. If you neglect your health, if you surround yourself with toxic people, if you waste your time on things that don't benefit you, you are telling the world that you don't value yourself. But when you prioritize your growth, when you take care of your body, when you invest in yourself, you naturally command respect. People see that you are serious about your life, and they treat you accordingly. Another key part of self-respect is keeping your word. When you say you're going to do something, follow through. If you constantly break promises to yourself, you lose credibility, not just with others, but with yourself. When you set goals, commit to them. When you say you'll be somewhere, show up. When you build a reputation for being reliable and disciplined, people respect you more. But more importantly, you respect yourself more. Respecting yourself also means knowing your worth in relationships. If you constantly chase after people who don't value you, if you beg for attention, if you allow yourself to be treated as an obstacle, you are disrespecting yourself. The right people will recognize your value without you having to convince them. Stop settling for less than what you deserve. Walk away from situations where you aren't valued. When you carry yourself like you deserve better, better things come to you. Self-respect is the foundation for how the world treats you. It's not about demanding respect from others. It's about commanding it through the way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you live. When you respect yourself fully, you naturally receive respect from those around you. You won't have to fight for it. It will come to you because you've already given it to yourself. People will only treat you the way you allow them to. If you want respect, you have to set clear boundaries and, more importantly, enforce them. A boundary is not just a line, it's a statement about your self-worth. It tells people what you accept, what you will tolerate, and what is completely unacceptable. If you don't set boundaries, people will push you, take advantage of you, and treat you however they please. If you allow someone to disrespect you once without addressing it, you are giving them permission to do it again. The problem many people face is that they are afraid to set boundaries because they don't want to seem rude, aggressive, or difficult. But setting boundaries is not about being mean. It's about self-respect. It's about valuing yourself enough to not let others walk all over you. People who don't respect boundaries are the ones who will label you as too much or too sensitive. But that's only because they benefit from your lack of boundaries. You are not responsible for how others react to your self-respect. You are responsible for protecting your peace, your time, and your dignity. The first step to setting boundaries is identifying what is and isn't acceptable to you. Ask yourself, what behaviors make you feel disrespected? What actions drain your energy? What situations make you uncomfortable? Once you have a clear understanding of what you will and won't tolerate, you can start communicating those boundaries clearly. If someone constantly interrupts you, correct them. If someone talks to you in a disrespectful tone, let them know you won't tolerate it. If someone consistently disrespects your time, don't give them access to you so easily. But setting boundaries is not enough. You must enforce them. Many people make the mistake of setting a boundary but not following through when it's crossed. If you say, I won't tolerate being spoken to disrespectfully, but allow someone to continue speaking to you in that manner without consequence, your words mean nothing. Boundaries without enforcement are just empty statements. You must be firm. If someone disrespects you, call it out. If they continue, distance yourself. If they refuse to respect your limits, remove them from your space. Enforcing boundaries can be uncomfortable, especially if you are dealing with people you care about. But understand this, people who truly respect you will also respect your boundaries. Those who get upset or offended when you set boundaries are the ones who benefited from your lack of them. It is not your job to make everyone comfortable at the expense of your own self-respect. If someone values your presence in their life, they will adjust. If they don't, they were never meant to be in your space to begin with. Another important aspect of enforcing boundaries is learning to say no. Many people struggle with this because they don't want to disappoint others or feel guilty for putting themselves first. But saying no is one of the most powerful ways to demand respect. When you say yes to everything, you are telling people that your time and energy are not valuable. You are allowing them to take from you without limits. But when you start saying no to things that don't serve you, people will begin to take you seriously. They will understand that your time is valuable, that your energy is precious, and that you will not allow yourself to be used or disrespected. It's also crucial to surround yourself with people who respect and uplift you. If you are constantly in an environment where your boundaries are ignored, it's a sign that you need to make changes. Respect is not just about individual interactions. It's about the spaces you choose to exist in. If a person or situation is consistently violating your boundaries, it's time to walk away. At the end of the day, setting and enforcing boundaries is one of the most important things you can do to ensure you are respected. People will always test the limits you set, but it is up to you to stand firm. If you let people cross your boundaries once, they will do it again. But if you make it clear that disrespect will not be tolerated, you will create a life where you are treated with the respect you deserve. One of the biggest reasons people get disrespected is because they allow their emotions to control them. When someone says or does something disrespectful, the natural reaction is to get angry, lash out, or try to prove a point. But here's the truth. Losing your temper does not earn you respect. In fact, it does the opposite. The moment you let someone get under your skin, you give them power over you. They now know they can push your buttons, manipulate your reactions, and control how you feel. If you want people to respect you, you must learn to master your emotions. Self-restraint is one of the most powerful traits a person can have. It shows strength, discipline, and confidence. When someone insults you, talks down to you, or tries to provoke you, the worst thing you can do is react emotionally. Instead, take a step back, breathe, and stay calm. Understand that disrespectful people thrive on getting a reaction. They want to see you angry. They want to see you lose control. Why? Because the person who loses control always loses power. The person who stays calm always stays in control. Think about the people who command the most respect. They don't yell. They don't act impulsively. They don't let petty words shape them. They carry themselves with a sense of inner peace and confidence that makes others take them seriously. When you master your emotions, you send a message that you are not easily shaken, that you are in control of yourself, and that you are not someone to be played with. But mastering your emotions doesn't mean you ignore disrespect. It means you address it in a way that keeps you in control. Instead of reacting with anger, respond with intelligence. Instead of shouting back, use firm but calm words. Instead of arguing, set a clear boundary. For example, if someone speaks to you disrespectfully, instead of yelling, say, "I don't allow people to speak to me like that. If you continue, this conversation is over." This way, you stay in control, and the other person realizes they cannot manipulate you emotionally. Another key to emotional mastery is understanding that not every situation deserves your energy. Some people will try to disrespect you just to get a reaction. They want to drag you down to their level. The best way to handle these people? Ignore them. Walking away from nonsense is a sign of strength, not weakness. Some battles are not worth fighting. Learn to choose your battles wisely. If a comment or insult is not worth your time, let it go. Responding to negativity often gives it more power than it deserves. Mastering your emotions also means being aware of your triggers. If certain situations or people always get a reaction out of you, ask yourself why. Is it because of insecurity? Is it because of past experiences? The more you understand yourself, the easier it is to stay in control. Emotional discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Practice pausing before reacting. Practice controlling your facial expressions, your tone, and your body language. Over time, you'll notice that things that used to bother you no longer have the same effect. Another important aspect of emotional control is maintaining a strong mindset. People who are easily offended or take everything personally often struggle with respect. Why? Because they let small things affect them. They give too much importance to the opinions of others. But when you truly respect yourself, you don't need validation from anyone. You don't take things personally. You understand that other people's opinions are a reflection of them, not you. When you stop reacting emotionally to every little thing, people will see you as someone who is grounded, stable, and confident. At the end of the day, respect is not just about how you handle others, it's about how you handle yourself. A person who has control over their emotions has control over their life. When you stay calm under pressure, when you refuse to be manipulated, when you don't let negativity shake you, people will start to see you differently. They will see someone who cannot be played with, someone who cannot be disrespected. And that, more than anything, is what will earn you real, lasting respect. If you want permanent respect, you must become undeniable. What does that mean? It means leveling up every single day. It means becoming so good, so valuable, and so disciplined that people have no choice but to respect you. The truth is, respect isn't just given, it's earned. And the best way to earn it is by constantly improving yourself, developing your skills, and proving through your actions that you are worth taking seriously. One of the biggest reasons people face disrespect is because they are stagnant. They complain about how others treat them, but they do nothing to grow. They expect respect without putting in the work to become someone who naturally commands it. But if you are constantly bettering yourself mentally, physically, and financially, people will have no choice but to acknowledge you. Growth makes you untouchable. The more you develop yourself, the more valuable you become, and the less people will even think about disrespecting you. Let's start with your mindset. The most respected people in the world all have one thing in common: a winning mentality. They don't waste time complaining about disrespect. They don't seek approval from others. They focus on leveling up so much that people's opinions don't even matter. When you adopt this mindset, everything changes. Instead of being reactive, you become proactive. Instead of worrying about what others think, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you operate at a high level, people recognize it. They see the discipline, the effort, and the dedication, and that alone demands respect. You cannot command respect if you have no discipline. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you set a goal, commit to it. People respect consistency. If you are all talk and no action, no one will take you seriously. But if you show up every day, put in the work, and refuse to make excuses, you will gain the respect of not just others, but yourself. The most powerful form of self-respect comes from knowing you are doing everything in your power to improve. Your physical presence also matters. This isn't about vanity. It's about how you present yourself to the world. If you take care of your body, dress well, and carry yourself with confidence, people will treat you differently. When you walk into a room looking sharp, standing tall, and exuding self-assurance, you automatically demand respect. But if you neglect yourself, if you carry yourself in a way that shows a lack of care, people will pick up on that and treat you accordingly. The way you present yourself is a direct reflection of how you value yourself. Your financial and professional growth also play a huge role in the level of respect you receive. People respect success. They respect those who work hard, build something meaningful, and achieve results. If you are constantly improving your skills, growing in your career, and making smart financial moves, you will naturally attract respect. No one can ignore a person who is constantly leveling up and making progress. But if you stay in the same place, making the same mistakes, and refusing to grow, people will see you as someone they don't need to take seriously. The company you keep also matters. Surround yourself with people who are on the same path of growth and success. If you spend time with people who have no ambition, no drive, and no desire to improve, their habits will rub off on you. But if you are constantly around winners, high achievers, and disciplined individuals, their mindset will influence yours, and your level of respect will naturally rise. Leveling up means holding yourself accountable. If you make excuses, if you blame others for your failures, if you refuse to take responsibility for your life, people will not respect you. But if you own your mistakes, learn from them, and keep pushing forward, you will earn the respect of those around you. Growth is about taking control of your life, making intentional choices, and refusing to settle for mediocrity. At the end of the day, respect comes from results. If you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, if you work hard every single day to improve, if you keep pushing forward no matter what, people will have no choice but to respect you, because when you level up, you make yourself undeniable. The people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on how you are treated and the level of respect you receive. If you want to be respected, you must surround yourself with people who uplift, support, and value you. The truth is, respect is not just about how you handle yourself. It's also about the environment you choose to be in. If you constantly allow yourself to be around people who belittle you, drain your energy, and undermine your worth, you are silently agreeing to be treated that way. The first step to surrounding yourself with respectful people is recognizing your own value. When you truly respect yourself, you will naturally seek relationships that align with that self-respect. People who lack self-respect often settle for toxic relationships, stay in one-sided friendships, and tolerate mistreatment because they fear being alone. But being alone is always better than being in the wrong company. It's better to have a small circle of people who truly respect you than a large circle of people who only use you or bring you down. Start paying attention to how people treat you. Do they listen when you speak, or do they constantly interrupt? Do they support your growth, or do they try to discourage you? Do they celebrate your success, or do they feel threatened by it? The way people respond to you says a lot about whether or not they respect you. If you notice that certain people in your life constantly disrespect you, ignore your boundaries, or make you feel less than, it's time to distance yourself from them. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning that not everyone deserves access to you. You do not owe your time, energy, or presence to people who do not treat you well. Stop trying to force respect from those who refuse to give it. Stop chasing after friendships or relationships that drain you. The moment you start walking away from people who disrespect you, you will see a shift in how you are treated. When you show that you have high standards for the people in your life, others will take notice and treat you with the respect you demand. Another key to surrounding yourself with respectful people is being selective about who you spend time with. If you are constantly around negative, disrespectful, or toxic individuals, their mindset will eventually rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, driven, and respectful, you will naturally elevate to their level. Your environment shapes you whether you realize it or not. Choose wisely. It's also important to remember that respect is a two-way street. If you will want to be around respectful people, you must also be respectful. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Listen when they speak. Show appreciation for their presence and value their time. When you embody respect, you attract people who do the same. But if you allow disrespectful behavior from others, or if you yourself engage in it, you will find yourself stuck in a cycle where no one takes you seriously. Another thing to keep in mind is that sometimes people won't respect you until you prove that you respect yourself. If you constantly tolerate being treated poorly, people will assume it's okay. But the moment you stand up for yourself, demand better, and cut off toxic relationships, you send a powerful message. You show that you are not someone who can be easily disrespected. If you find yourself surrounded by people who don't respect you, don't be afraid to walk away. It may feel difficult at first, but removing toxic influences from your life opens the door for better relationships. Respectful people are out there. You just have to make space for them. When you create an environment of respect, at the end of the day, the people around you influence how you are treated. Choose to be around those who uplift you, who encourage your growth, and who see your value. When you surround yourself with respectful people, you create a life where disrespect is not even an option. The way you carry yourself plays a huge role in how people treat you. If you want respect, you must present yourself as someone who deserves it. Respect isn't just about what you say, it's about how you move, how you speak, how you handle situations, and the energy you bring into a room. People judge and respond to you based on your presence, whether you realize it or not. If you walk into a room slouched, speaking hesitantly, avoiding eye contact, or looking unsure of yourself, people will subconsciously treat you as someone who lacks confidence. But if you carry yourself with strength, speak with certainty, and hold your head high, people will naturally respect you. Confidence is the foundation of a strong presence. It doesn't mean being arrogant or acting superior. It means knowing your worth and showing it through your actions. When you walk into a room, own your space. Stand tall, maintain good posture, and look people in the eye when you speak. A firm handshake, a steady voice, and an air of self-assurance make an immediate impact. People respect those who appear sure of themselves because confidence signals capability and strength. Another key factor in commanding respect is your tone of voice. The way you speak matters just as much as what you say. If you mumble, speak too softly, or hesitate too much, people will struggle to take you seriously. But if you speak with clarity, authority, and purpose, people will listen. Your words should be intentional. Avoid excessive filler words like and ah, and instead, pause to collect your thoughts before speaking. A strong voice signals that you believe in what you're saying. And when you believe in yourself, others will too. Your body language is also a major indicator of self-respect. Crossing your arms, fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or making yourself physically small sends signals of insecurity. On the other hand, open and assertive body language, standing with confidence, making eye contact, using controlled gestures, shows that you are comfortable in your own skin. People pick up on these nonverbal cues, often without realizing it, and they respond accordingly. Dressing well is another way to command respect. You don't have to wear expensive clothes, but you do need to dress in a way that shows you take yourself seriously. Well-groomed hair, clean and fitted clothes, and attention to small details like posture and hygiene make a difference. When you present yourself well, people treat you with more respect because it shows that you respect. Another important element of commanding respect is staying calm under pressure. Life will always present challenges, conflicts, and difficult moments. How you handle these situations determines how people perceive you. If you panic, overreact, or get easily rattled, people will see you as someone who lacks composure. But if you stay calm, think before you speak, and handle problems with a level head, you will naturally earn the respect of those around you. The ability to say no also plays a role in how people treat you. If you always say yes, even when you don't want to, people will assume they can take advantage of you. But when you set clear boundaries and say no with confidence, people recognize that you are not someone who can be easily manipulated. Saying no doesn't mean being rude. It means respecting your time and energy. One of the most overlooked aspects of commanding respect is consistency. If your actions and words are inconsistent, people won't take you seriously. If you demand respect one day but tolerate disrespect the next, people will assume your standards aren't real. But when you consistently uphold your values, maintain your confidence, and demand the same level of respect every day, people will know you mean business. Respect starts with how you present yourself. When you carry yourself with confidence, speak with authority, and uphold your boundaries, people will recognize your strength. The way you move through the world tells others how to treat you. Carry yourself with the respect you expect from others, and you will find that disrespect becomes rare in your life.